Wilkes County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, this call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to recording of this call. Any information from me?
Nothing.
Okay. Are you recording this by chance?
Yes.
Okay. Just doing an analysis. I've been listening to the news and the radio, and it looks like this Kristen Ford character. They say that, as it turns out, her father and grandfather were CIA, and that her brother is a GPS fusion operative, and that she's actually a Democrat operative and a pro-life activist. I'm sorry, pro-abortion activist. Let me correct that. She's a pro-abortion activist. Given the fact that this guy is pro-life, this Judge Kavanaugh, she's got a political bent against him. Other than that, a local radio talk show host had a guy who is a professional hypnotist analyzed. He had been watching her and analyze her performance and said that she was effectively under hypnosis during the time that she was coming in and out of it, as demonstrated by her acting like a child and then all of a sudden flipping her glasses up on her head, which he said that was the real Kristen Ford, when she'd flip her glasses up and take a real determined approach, and her voice would change, and then she would go back into this childlike trance and pull her glasses back down and shrink and tilt her neck and stuff like that, acting like a child. The guy's name was Mark Ryan. He lives in Arizona, and he was on the KVAB radio 1110 yesterday. It's on from 2 to 6, and I think the guy's got a blog on that radio website where they talk to the guy, and it sounded like he had nailed it exactly because of her mannerisms, the way they changed, as though she was someone that was under hypnosis.
Yep, I've heard the same thing.
Oh, also, this guy Flake, that apparently had this staged go-between between him and these women who were confronting him about issues there in the elevator, which would have never happened. Security would have never let them sit there and stop the elevator like that. They played that over and over, and as I'm listening to this woman, she reminded me exactly of the whining tone that Don Shinzy, that court-appointed attorney, gave when he's, well, you need to plead guilty. We're going to lose because you're guilty. You're not going to win because, you know, they're saying that you had guns, and if they say you had guns, we can't win. Yeah, you know. So I'm listening to this whiny voice. But, you know, this is a guy that, again, he does not recognize the Constitution, the treaties, or the statutes that are consistent thereto as the law of the land. He only views the opinions of judges as the law of the land. The guy is... he is committing treason against his oath to the Constitution, as is every judge that does that. But that's what we're dealing with. These people are either sociopaths, professional actors that are communists that have invaded our country through the Bar Association, or a combination thereof. They are not American. They are anti-American. They're openly hostile towards the Constitution. Freedom and liberty is their enemy.
Hey, Mike.
They want everybody slaves.
Hey, I just got out of the John. Sorry, my wife answered the phone, but yeah, what you're saying, I don't disagree with at all. I think it's absolutely spot on. And in regards to this prison ministry, we have this Year of Jubilee prison ministry. There's a concerted effort of the wardens to block anybody associated with this ministry, not just me, but I've got friends that also write to prisoners, and they've been they've been sent messages by the prison that they are no longer allowed to send in mail to that particular prison. So I'm just saying that putting out the prisoner's voice, giving a voice to the voiceless, and talking about unjustly incarcerated political prisoners, it's obviously hit somebody's radar, and they're trying to.
Right. All those people need to get those letters and messages to you or to their congressman or to Senator Grassley and others to bring about and expose this. Send this information to every other group that's out there, because they're trying to shut you down just like they shut me down, just like they effectively shut down Alex Jones's access to other media sources. They're trying to.
You heard about PayPal, right? You heard about PayPal? PayPal's not letting out. Yeah, it's getting to the point where you got to have a mark of the beast to buy and sell. I mean, if you don't go with their system, they're not going to let you do anything. Yeah.
It's the Chinese system. If you don't say the verbiage that they approve, you don't have a voice. This is anti-First Amendment in your face.
Yeah.
In your face. Even the video of me on Channel 13 News on Pastor Andre Guy Reed's website, I haven't been able to communicate with him, but if somebody can reach out to him in Memphis, find out if that video is still on there, where he and I were on Channel 13, and we were supporting the First Amendment, even though it be David Duke and his group. The fact is that if you don't support everybody's right to free speech, they'll slowly come around until they get to you, and then you no longer have a First Amendment.
Well, I'm going to keep exposing. I've got an entire website that exposes. I mean, you're provably innocent. I've got other men and women that are provably innocent. I mean, our whole website has tons of documentation. If people wanted to take the time and to go through it to see that these.
Tipton County convicted me for failure to appear when they all admitted there was no order for me to appear, and the law says there had to have been a lawful order for me to appear. There was no lawful order, therefore I'm not guilty, but here I'm in prison.
Yeah.
Also, they did not have anybody to testify that I had a gun. They said they found a gun in an airplane 2.5 months after the fact, after I'd been arrested on the day that they knowingly had to have searched the plane. Don't tell me an FBI 8-man militarized SWAT team that's going to tear a building apart is not going to search a little bitty Cherokee 140. Don't tell me they didn't search that plane. I'm not buying it for a moment. And irregardless of that, the fact is
you have 60 seconds remaining.
The Second Amendment right to bear arms shall not be infringed is the law of the land. The fact is, I am an ambassador of another country. The fact is,
hey, did you get the letter? Did you get the letter I sent you that shows?
No.
You still haven't got it. That's amazing. Hopefully you get it today, man.
Nope, mail's already run. They haven't given it to me, so I don't know if they're holding it back or what.
It definitely shows Canada recognizing the Chilcotin Nation.
Might need to have it sent again. I don't know. How long did you send it?
I sent it last week, like in the middle of last week. You should have got it by now.
Okay, let me wait tomorrow.
Okay.
And,
all right.
But they may be holding it back. God bless everybody. Keep fighting. Keep speaking out. Keep standing. I am. And I hope you are too.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, amen. And if they're going to keep letting us talk, I'm going to keep talking. But you still there?
Yep.
Okay, if it's not the exposing part, we are doing the exposing part. It's just that nobody gives a damn.
Thank you for using GTL.